Hello everyone, hope you all are very fine. In previous class, I taught you about the introduction of your chapter spreadsheet, and in which I had given you some work also to do. Hope you all done that. Please do that because that will help you to understand this chapter, because this is basically a practical chapter which are very easy to make you understand when I will in lab. But if there is no lab, then I am making you understand by this video class. You just do it at once in your home and you will understand very easily. So without wasting much of our times, let us start our chapter where we left at that day. We were completed the introduction, the formulas in Excel, then after that creating a basic formula. So today we will start with using compound formula. Let us start our today's class with this topic. Using compound formula means there you have used only single, that means only plus operator. Here we will use more than one operator in a one proper question. Now see, in this one, what we have to do, compound formulas are used when more than one operator is required to perform calculation. Let us use it to calculate the simple interest by using the formula. You all are very well known about this formula, P into R into T upon 100, that means principal into rate into time upon 100. Now let us do it once again by the same procedure. Enter the data as shown in the figure 2.2. Here is your figure 2.2. This is your figure 2.2. Here principal written 4500 in cell B2. Rate is written in cell B3, that is 5, and time is written in cell B4, that is 3. And we are calculating our formula in cell B6. Okay, B6. So let us understand it. Click on the cell B6. First of all, you should click on this cell. Then after that, click on the cell B2. The cell address B2 appears in the cell B6. Okay. Then after that, type the symbol star and click on the cell B3. You can write by your keyboard also. Understood? Then after that, type the symbol asterisk, click cell B3, again type the symbol asterisk in B6 and click on the cell B4. Now type the symbol division followed by 100 in the cell B6 and press the enter key. The cell B6 displays the calculated simple interest. So this is also like the same process. It is the same process as we were doing in the previous one, that is in addition one. Here just only we have changed what, the operators, and we have used compound operators over here, means more than one operator. So this is the way we can access or we can do calculations in Excel. So I think you are very well known about it and you can do it by your own also. If any problem, you can go through the video lecture. Next topic is using formula on text. Now how we use formulas on text we will learn in this one. We can also perform addition on character and string data type, except for addition. Other operations like subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. are not allowed on the string data type. The ampersand symbol is used to perform addition. Addition of two or more text values is called concatenation. Let us understand with the help of an example. Simply if I explain it to you, then it is called as concatenation. Concatenation means Concatenation means suppose your name is Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar. In one cell you have written Akshay and in other cell you have written Kumar. Then in that case, if you want to join your name Akshay Kumar together, if you use an percent sign, that means this sign in between cells, like suppose in B1 you have written Akshay, then an percent sign B2. In that case, what will happen? Akshay Kumar will come like this. So this is the use of AND operator. And one thing I want to make you very clear, that only addition of two texts is possible and rest of the things are not possible, like subtraction, multiplication, division on text is not possible. Let us understand with this. Here you can see, enter the formula equals to A1 and B1 in cell C1 and press the enter key, as I told you before, equals to B1 and B2. Whatever name is written in A1 and whatever name is written in B1, that will print together in cell C1. You can see here also, in A1 it is written KIPS and B India, and in cell C1 see KIPS India is together. If you want to put space in between it, then simply you have to use this formula like this, equals to A1 and then after that double inverted comma space double inverted comma B1, sorry, and B1. So in this manner you can put one space in between cell A1 and B1. So this is the way you can use this formula on text. There is one note also, you can add a space, means what I had told you, it is saying the same. Now let us understand the next topic, and the next topic is cell range. What is cell range? Cell range. A range is a group of contiguous cells. Contiguous means continuous, which form the shape of a rectangle. It can be a group of two cells or as big as an entire worksheet. You can specify a range by writing the starting cell address followed by the ending cell address, both separated by a colon. If you remember, in the first video lecture I taught you about when I was explaining this in formulas. When you write like this, C1 colon C2 or C7, that means it provides you the range between C1 to C7, means all C1, C2, C3 all will come in this range. So always keep in mind. You can specify a range by writing the starting cell address followed by the ending cell address, both separated by a colon. For example, C1 colon C10 indicates a range starting from cell C1 and ending with C10. Now how can you select a range? The first step is click on the first cell in the range and while holding down the left mouse button, drag it to the last cell. That means click on the first one and without leaving your left mouse button, you just go through that cell till there you want the selection. Next, click on the first cell and hold down the shift key while you press the arrows key to extend the selection. You can use this way also. That means you press on the first cell from where you have to start it. Then after that, hold your shift key in of your keyboard, and after that, by selecting arrow keys, press shift plus arrow keys, either left side, either right side, either up side, or either down side. Whatever side you want selection, you can go, but you have to press shift key till the selection gets over. Next, one thing more you can do. Select the first cell in the range and then press F8 to extend the selection by using the arrows key. And last, how you have to stop it. To stop it, you have to press F8 again. So this is the step to select a range. That's why I told you in the starting of my lecture that this lesson you will understand when you are going to have your book in your hand. So keep your book with you, or you just see this video very carefully. Next, using a range formula, what you can do? Type the data as shown in the figure 2.4. That means here the data is there. You just see it. Click on the cell B8 and type the formula equals to sum B2 B7. What you will see? The whole cell is being selected in a same rectangular box. Press the enter key. The summed up value will be displayed in the cell B8. When you are going to write equals to sum B2 colon B7, you will get the result of all the values present in that cells very easily. Okay. Now how you can name a range? Naming a range. Till now you have seen that whenever you want to refer to a range of cells, you make use of cell reference like B2, B7. Excel provides us with another option of referring a range of cells, and that is giving a suitable and meaningful name to the cell range. To define a name for a range, you can do what? Select the range of cells that you want to name. Let us say B2 colon B7. Then on the formulas tab in the define names group, click on the define name. The new name dialog box will appear. Just follow the step whatever written over here and you will name the range. Then after that, name to be known to all the sheets in the workbook. If you want to limit the scope of the name to a particular worksheet only, then select the name of that worksheet. Write some text in the comment section if you want to attach some comment with this name. In the refers to field, make sure that the required range is specified. Click on OK button. The defined name is now ready to be used in the formulas. So this is the step to name a range. Now after naming, how you can use that range, it is explained in this part. Let us use the above created name units sold in calculating the value of total sale. Click on the cell B8 and type the formula equals to sum comma dot. Then now click on the drop down menu of the use in formula. Use in formula means where it is? See, here it is. Use in formula. You just click it. When you will click it, then unit sold come in front of you. Then what you will do? Just click on that one. Then after that, Now click on the drop down arrow of the use in formula option in the defined names group on the formula tab and select the name unit sold from the displayed list. After that, the name gets pasted in the formula. Now type the closing bracket to complete the formula definition. Means after writing the name, not by your own, when you click, that name will come. Then after coming that name, you just close that name by the bracket to complete your formula definition. The formula would look like equals to sum units underscore sold. Then press enter key to get the result in the cell. So this is the way that you can use a named range. Hope you will do it at your home. This is homework also. Do it once by your own and you will be very familiar with Excel and you will love this also. So for today, let's stop our lecture over here. Thank you. Have a nice day.